Hey folks, poster, welcome back to another, I guess sort of Pokemon Masters video. I mean, we're not playing the game, but, it's related. So, today I'm joined by, Christina, who is the voice of Selene in Pokemon Masters EX,
Alola! Now!
which is fantastic. So, great to have you, with us here today, Christina. Yeah, how's it going so far today?
It's been great so far today. I'm like super jazzed on caffeine too, so
Oh, that's
I'm ready.
fantastic. I've been procrastinating on my finals and haven't got much sleep, so in the same zone there, I guess, similar. Anyways, before we get into a lot of this stuff, do you mind, sort of introducing yourself to the audience and let them know what some of the other works that you've been in and stuff?
Sure. Hi everyone. My name is Christina McBride. As you know, I am the voice of Selene. This is actually my first character role that I've booked.
Wow.
Yes, I'm primarily a Walla actor, so I do the background and like the dialogue
Mm-hmm.
that you don't really see. I'm just crowd. But I've been in shows. I've been in Cells at Work, One Punch Man, Dragon Ball Super for the Bang
Wow.
Zoom dub, and like a bunch of other things. But this is my first like character that I can be like, hey, I am this person.
Well, it's a really great character to start off on for your character roles.
Yes,
Yeah, in terms of just voice acting in general, how did you first get into voice acting?
it's I would say from a young age because growing up shy, you have to kind of if you're afraid of people, you just kind of are your own best friend.
Mm-hmm.
So you live in your imagination, and eventually it turns into wanting to be creative and not wanting to be out to the in the open, if that makes sense. So I
Yeah, I
found
totally get
voiceover through
that.
that because I didn't want to be on camera acting because it's kind of terrifying.
Hi. Yeah, yeah, that's extremely relatable. So, yeah, that's great. In terms of the role, like you said, this was like the first big character role that you took. So, how did you get the Selene role?
I was found through Bang Zoom. That's the studio that does the a lot of dubs, but this is the one that does Pokemon Masters.
Mm-hmm.
And I had met them at Anime Expo back in 2015, and I won their like voiceover contest. And so
Wow.
I've been receiving my Walla sessions through there, and then a couple auditions here and there. And when Pokemon Masters was released, I'm not sure I should like glorify this. Probably don't do this, but I emailed the casting director and was like, hey, I've been working with you for a while. Congrats on Pokemon Masters releasing. And if there's any future updates, I would be delighted to be considered for the roster. And then she said, sure. So it worked in my case, but I'm not sure if she wants people emailing her.
Well, I wasn't prepared to be talking with a champion today. So, all right. Well, in both ways, because I guess Celine technically is also the champion of Alola in a way. So, anyways,
Yeah,
well, that's very fitting. So, as for Celine, how was it like to voice Celine?
it was, I mean, it still is like very surreal. I still haven't come down from the cloud of it because it's just Pokemon's been such a big part of my life. And to
Mm-hmm.
have this be the first thing I've stepped into in this industry is like, it's a dream come true, really.
Yeah, yeah. I'm always fascinated with it. People who actually like get to work with the franchise. It's must be a really great experience. But yeah, yeah, just personally, how does it like feel to be like part of like actually like the Pokemon franchise now?
It's so great. Like, I've been showing everyone at work, I've been showing the character file and saying,
Mm-hmm.
look, that's me. They're all happy.
That's great. So, a lot of people have been talking about I guess the direction that Selene went in because Pokemon they haven't really delved like that much into voice acting before Masters. Like Masters is kind of like one of the a bigger step that they took in terms of voice acting like some of their core characters and such. So I to my knowledge, I don't think anyone else has ever voiced Selene before this one. So I guess you're first one to do that. So how was that in terms of um directions? How did you go about it? Like, were there any like references? Did you was there any inspiration from maybe like the JP side or whatever? Because unlike again a lot of other characters like May, Misty, they've had like maybe some versions you could look from like through the anime and stuff, but there really isn't much for Celine.
No, there isn't. And it's kind of a blessing because then I don't, because I feel like sometimes if you listen to someone else's interpretation, how their voice is, you try too hard to like copy it.
Mm-hmm.
And so with Celine, it's just, all I got was a picture of her and obviously from playing the game, but all I can go off is her picture and it's a lot better. And then you don't have people saying, oh, this person was better. And there's a time that maybe someone else will voice Celine if there's ever like a game about her or if they bring her into an anime series, and I'm sure whoever they pick for that will be just as good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've actually never thought about it. Like, you do have like a lot of freedom there. In that case, to uh, I guess work it out. So, anyways, in terms of the game, have you tried pulling for Celine yet in game?
Yes, and I got her. It took like I think
Wow.
5 multiples though.
Oh, well, that's not the worst.
Not
That's
the worst, but
not
I
the
was like,
worst.
oh, because I've been saving.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say the exact date, but I was cast for her last summer, so I've known
Mm-hmm.
about her for a while. So I've been saving my gems for her.
Well, oh, nice that worked. Did you try pulling for like Elio as well, or was it just
Yes, and I got him on my first.
Oh wow.
So I was like,
Okay.
okay.
Well, that's fantastic. Oh, did you? Oh, by the way, did you? Because there's the debate going on, in terms of are you gonna, if you get Celine, are you gonna evolve Rowlet into Decidueye? Because some people evolve it, some people don't. So, are
I
you in
am
evolve or not? No.
I am not going to evolve.
That's fair because Decidueye, like I don't like dislike Decidueye. I like Decidueye is fine, but like Rowlet is just so much. It's such a precious starter.
He's my
Um,
little round boy, and I love him.
yeah, I wish I didn't have to evolve my Rowlet. Um, but yeah, so like we talked about before, right? Again, like Celine never really had a voice before, and it's mostly, I guess, because Pokemon hasn't really went into that direction that much in terms of casting, I guess, voices for a lot of their characters in the main series games. So, um, do you see them, potentially going more towards that direction with Pokemon Masters doing this, and how would that maybe, I guess, change the game in your view, or the franchise?
I feel like they could go that route, but part of me kind of doesn't want them to. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
like the nostalgia of being able to like imagine people's voices of my own in my head as I read,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know, for some reason I feel like maybe, and then we'd probably hear like the same 10 actors, and it might get a little weird.
Oh well, that's a very that's a very interesting take on it, right? Because um, I guess like a lot of the reasons why people like a lot of these protagonists in the Pokemon games, like especially I guess characters like a Red or Celine that are kind of different from like the Dons or Maze, who like if you aren't playing as them, they also have like some other role in the game. But like, so characters like Celine, Red, they don't exactly have like any other roles in the game if you're not like playing as them. And like people are very attached to these characters, and despite them not again having much role in the game if you don't play as them. And I guess that's how people view themselves, as the protagonist, and that's the magic of, I guess, protagonists in these narratives. So, all right, okay. So, anyways, on to some Pokemon questions. So, what was your first Pokemon game, and what was your favorite one in terms of main series?
Pokemon Red was my first.
Wow,
Um, yeah,
that's very old
but I
school.
picked Bulbasaur for my first Pokemon.
Okay,
It was
that's
Bulbasaur.
very
And
rebellious.
yes, and favorite. I personally I loved Crystal and let's see. And then I want to say like probably Alpha Sapphire or Sapphire, just the one where you can make the secret bases because I love
Mm-hmm.
doing that.
Those are
That's my
great.
favorite. Hmm.
I wish they brought them back for like
I
all the like
know.
future series. Yeah. All right. Well, that's very very old school.
Yes.
um. Wow. So in terms of Pokemon, what's your favorite Pokemon then?
Oh goodness. My OG favorite Pokemon, like when I was a
Mm-hmm.
child, my first one was Jigglypuff. But back then it was impossible to find. There wasn't as much merchandise as there was now,
Mm-hmm.
as there is now. So I gravitated toward Pikachu because that's what I could get my hands on. So I guess Pikachu is probably up there, but Rowlet, I know it's not surprising, but Rowlet is a very close second.
Wow, that's well. I guess it's very fitting then for you to get Celine. That's a very realistic take on I guess merchandising and
Yeah.
marketing. That's
And a funny
uh-huh.
story with Selene when it came to recording her is I went in, they didn't even know who her partner Pokemon was going to be. Like I
Mhm.
asked the client and I was like, "Hey, do you know who it's going to be because I really hope it's Rowlet."
Mhm.
And they're like, "We don't know yet." So I was waiting to see who would be my partner, and then when I saw it was Rowlet, I'm like, "Yes."
Yeah, back when we knew Celine was had a chance to come into the game, right? People are like speculating and there's we are just like looking into like a lot of things like and there's a lot of like merchandise and I guess promotional material that paired Celine with Rowlett. So like Celine and Rowlett was very very high on the list. Although they've also paired her like with other the starters and promotional material. Like there's this like the figure with Selene and Rowlett, and then people thought, "Yo, that's gonna be the one, the indicator that she's gonna get Rowlett," and people were very excited about that, which is
Mhm.
cool. Um, uh, anyways, in terms of I guess human characters, do you have like favorite trainer?
This is gonna sound weird, but I
Uh huh.
actually love James from Team Rocket.
Okay,
I feel like he's such a sweetheart. Like he actually like even though he's a bad guy, he treats his Pokemon well. Like
that
he's
is very
very
true.
sweet.
Yeah, and evidently, like even though again he's yeah like you mentioned a villain, his Pokemon loves him a lot, right? I think
Hmm.
like one of I don't watch the anime that much, but like one of like the most heartbreaking episodes I remember was like I think him saying goodbye to his like old Pokemon. That was really sweet and I really do like how they characterize this like supposed like villain, right? Um,
Hmm.
yeah, I was right. So anyways, if you could voice anyone else in this game, is there someone you'd love to voice?
It's already in the game. I want to say Red just because I feel like it would be really cool, but also relatively easy
That's
because it's mostly efforts.
you have some of the most like honest and real like realist takes on these questions. Well, you said it is in the game, so like, is there anyone like who's not in the game yet that you'd maybe want to go
Um,
for?
I This is from the anime. He might, I don't know if he's been in a game, but Richie. I don't know if you
Mm-hmm.
watched like old school Pokemon, but he was Ash's not rival, but he fought against him when his Charizard was not behaving, and that's how he won. But
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah. I
Richie
remember.
because he has another Pikachu, and he nicknames his Pokemon, and he has stickers on his Pokeballs.
Oh, that's very interesting. By the way, before we go, there's this the I guess like meme about Celine and Elio that's going around, making its way through the interwebs, about her in the game, and I'm not sure if you've like played the whole or story yet, but like making her like weird like awkward stares sort of like canon in the game. I don't know. What's your thoughts on that?
I'm kind of happy they did it because it's like their way of acknowledging, like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, we see you guys, we see what you guys are saying, and we're gonna have fun with it. Like, and personally, I feel very relatable to Celine in that way because
Mm-hmm.
I also just stare off blankly sometimes, and then I'm like, oh wait, you said something. Very funny. Like it's just kind of like, so I
Mm.
love that. I love that about her.
Yeah, it's great. I really like that story event. Really short, sweet, and well, yeah, it's a really short. I don't know, but really nice and fun story event. So anyways, that's gonna be it for this one, I guess. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Again, thanks, Christina, for coming on. So by the way, if anyone else watching wants to follow your work, is there any places to follow your stuff?
Sure. I am mostly on Twitter and Instagram. Both the
Mm-hmm.
usernames are the same. It's just Xtina McBride. If you see anything else floating around, there is a person that does love to go around impersonating voice actors on Twitter.
That is
So if you
very
just
weird.
notice, he sends them butt photos, and I don't know why, but he talks to them and he'll like send you DMs and just be like, "Here's the animated butt," and that's it. So if you get that, that's not me. I don't. I forgot what his name is, but everyone knows him, and we're just like, oh, here he goes again. So
All right, that
just
that
be aware who you're talking to.
there's some very weird behavior. But yeah, we'll have the links in the description box down below. But again, thank you for coming on. Thank you for voicing, Selene. Fantastic job, everyone. Well, everyone in the community loves it. It's great, and yeah, hope to maybe see some more Selene content in the future. Hopefully, she gets another alternate costume soon. That'll be really nice.